Okay, up here early in the morning, tracking over a couple of ridge lines, and we're going to look for these old mines that date back to the 1890s, and they're located in several different hollows. And one of the group of mines is called the Dark Hollow Mine, and we're just gonna, or mines I should say, a series of drift mines located in Dark Hollow. Pretty unique name, so we'll just see if our research pays off. Okay, this is the first one we're checking out here, and of course it's closed. We think a lot of these are just going to be collapsed, and the tramway went on down this way, down the deep hollow here. So this begins the section of what's called the Dark Hollow Mines here. So we've got another one to check out on this side, and then we've got to reposition to another ridge line. So, all right. Okay, we've hiked on around to the next mine, and this is the tailings pile. Coal tailings pile, waste pile from the coal drift mine. And you got some old terracotta pipes, ceramic pipes, probably 100+ years old. And that right there is the drift mine, and of course it's sealed up there. Right there. Mr. Boggs, he's up there checking on this little small opening to see what it looks like. But these were big drift mines, went for a long ways. The one we just came from and this one, there were more on the other side that we had checked out on a previous trip. They all interconnected with one another. But so no joy called on this one. So we're going to be heading off in this direction to cross over to another ridge line, part of the Dark Hollow mines. Okay, this is the last one on this side of the ridge before we cross over, and it's collapsed, but beautiful stacked rock wall here. Right there. And mine opening would have been right here. They would have had one of those little self-acting tipples right here, dump it over to a waiting mine cart. It would have been pulled by mule or horses. So, stacked way back in the 1890s. Still here, intact in the woods on this high ridge line. So, okay, well, we'll proceed over to the next series of drift mines at Dark Hollow. Okay, what we're on right here is the actual rail bed, and for whatever reason, it's clear. I think they were using this rail bed from research for timber, so they just turned the old rail bed into a timber service road, because this area is used for harvesting timber. So, but we're going to be heading up over in this direction to climb up and walk the tramway bed, and it connects with all the drift mines. So we'll see what's up there. This is the first time for us to do this at this site. Okay, we switched over to the other side of the ridge, and we're on this high tramway bed right here, and we're going to check out another one down this direction, and we're going to double back and just follow the tramway bed and check out the mines one by one as we walk the tramway bed, but we'll see what happens. Okay, the tramway bed is directly, we're on it, and Mr. Boggs is checking out this one collapsed drift mine. And we're just going to be following the tramway bed all the way around the side of this high ridge. And it's just a whole series of drift mines we're going to be looking at. And these mines go back to the, this section goes back to the late 1890s. early 1900s. So we'll see where it takes us. Okay, we just went down. There was another coal mine below. They're working about 3 different coal seams here. So the tramway bed's right here. And this was another big mine. And that's a big rock retaining wall where the mine, it's hard to say how big it was. It's just pretty much been washed out over 80, 90 years since maybe they were closed, but it's a rock wall where they had the self-acting tipple. So, all right. So we're gonna be following the tramway bed, still on the ridge line here. Hey, Mr. Box, he stuck to the upper tramway line, and I dropped down to the next level. And this is another one of the drift mines here for Dark Hollow. And you can see water's just coming right out of it. It's collapsed, but water's coming right out of it. So we got to head up over this tall ridge line and down to another new section here in a short while. So, but anyway, we were hoping, well, maybe trying to explore, but anyway, nonetheless, it's interesting to walk out here and explore all these mines. A lot of history. So, all right. Okay, Mr. Box, he found this concrete structure right here. Comes off the upper tramway bed, and we don't really know what it is. And he found another drift mine, but they were operating these mines back up actually into the late 20s. So there's a possibility this was built maybe 1910 or later, but not really sure what it is. It could. Okay, so I've seen another one of these at another coal mine site. And this has the possibility of being a coal washing, small coal washing site complex right here. I see all these pipes right here.
It says 1926.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty cool find right here, because weren't expecting to see that. We were wondering if we might see any structures, because you know this mine complex stayed in operation intermittently all the way up into 1930 before they shut everything down. So Mr. Box said there's a inscription down there that says 1926. So anyway, really good find. Excellent, excellent. So pretty unique. You come down these little ladder right here, and you can tell this thing has been full of water at some point. Just curves around right back there. But Mr. Box, notice this inscription right here. Right there. J.A. Stevens. Rule or bull, build, J.A. Stevens Building Company, 4/17/1926, right there. Well, that's a unique piece of history right there. All right, let's see what that looks like back there. Oh, a lot of dirt daubers. All right. Pretty unique. All right, well, we're going to take a take a break and head up over the ridgeline and find the next ones. Okay, we just came over that high ridge, leaving the coal washing complex, coming down here to this tramway bed, and this is another one of the series of drift mines here. You can see it's this was pretty good size, and the remains of a little stacked rock wall right there. So the mine opening was here. Tramway bed is just right where Mr. Box is, and we're going to be following it this way, taking it all the way around and over to the other side. So it's a pretty big complex, but it's really great weather today. Really good, perfect. So, all right, on to the next one. Okay, so Mr. Box is going to check. You know, a lot of these we weren't really aware till we started doing this. They had air shafts up top. So he's gonna check that out. This is another one of the drift mines. This is like 16, 17, the drift mines, and there's a little stacked rock wall right there. There it is right there. So I'm going to do is drop down to the lower tramway bed. Mr. Box, he'll stay up here and see if we can cover twice the distance. And we're going to be heading off back into this holler. And all these mines were connected underground. So, all right, and this right here is the tramway bed. So, great section of the woods. So thankful it's easy to navigate, no underbrush. So it's really pretty picturesque out here. Hard to believe 120 years ago, this place was full of miners, drift mines, machinery. The old rail bed going up into this holler is just down below the tree line over there. So, all right. Hey, this right here is a lower tramway bed, and got a lot of old bricks here. Just looking to see if one of them might have a name of the brick manufacturer, but I don't see any. But it's going to be going this way. But when this mine was in operation, this section, they had a double tipple, had a huge trestle going across with the rail line going up underneath it. That right there is the rail line, right there, going up underneath it. And you had the coal chutes right in the middle. So you had coal drift mines on either side, and they would bring the coal carts out to the middle of the giant covered wooden tipple. The coal would be dumped down in the waiting rail cars. So, all right, well, walk on the tramway bed here. Like I said, man, at least it's nice and open. See what it looks like, but might be interesting to go down there along the rail bed when we're coming back and just see if we can spot anything. So, all right. Okay, this was sort of pretty sizable coal drift mine right here. It's collapsed. Right here you get a tree that's fallen on. There's remains of a little stacked rock wall there, and you can see there's water coming out of the mine. So, which is not unusual. We're at a lower elevation on these mines. So, okay, Mr. Box, he's up there on the upper one. I'm gonna stay down here on the lower one. Okay, Mr. Box is checking out this water coming out of this big coal drift mine right here. That structure we saw is right down there. But definitely the water's pouring out of this baby.
No opening.
No opening? Okay. All right. Okay, got to go back down, cross over the old rail bed. Before they did strip mining all back up in here, like I said, in the 40s and 50s. So those are all gone forever. But there's another series of drift mines above this creek we're gonna check out that are not related to where we're at. This is a whole new series, but since we're here, we're gonna check it out. Well, the rail bed is right here. Mr. Box noticed this structure. It's a retaining wall. So back in here is where they had this big double tipple, wooden, just gigantic wooden tipple that stretched over the rail spur line coming back into this holler. And got some more sections of it right here. Not sure what it means, but it's definitely a retaining wall. I think this is where the coal tipple was. Coal tipple? Yeah.
Same one from that photo?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, this is it. We've got a 1907 photo of this mine, and I think this is the actual site of the big double tipple. And right where Mr. Box is the rail line, and there's pylons, concrete pylons, where they would have had the wooden timber supports. So, right there. Who knows when the last time somebody came back in here? Probably not since they did the open strip mining in the 40s and 50s. So, all right. Well, we're going to be heading off in this direction. Okay, we just had to clear all that thick underbrush, and we're going to follow this creek right here, because there's a tramway line that parallels above the creek, and there were coal drift mines above it. So we're just, the tramway line follows the stays above the creek bed for quite some ways, and then way up ahead, we're maybe about half a mile, there was a old mining town that was up here for many years back in the late 1890s, early 1900s, and of course it's all gone, but a lot of the people that lived there worked in these mines. So just see what we can find. So Mr. Box and I broke off. I came up on the high side. They had mines way up on this top of the cliff above this creek, and this is the tramway bed. Mr. Box is way down below, and that is the remains of one of these high coal drift mines right here, and you can see the stacked rock wall right here, and the opening was right there. So it's amazing. These guys built the tramway line. We're about maybe 500 feet above the creek. Just incredible how they did all this just to go after these coal seams. So, and the fact that they had to carve out the side of this high ridge line, basically a cliff, just to put a tramway line in here is nothing short of incredible. So, got to head on over here and meet up with Mr. Box. I think he's gonna climb up here. Okay, came off that high ridge, and right here is one of the big coal drift mines right here. See, it's probably got water coming out of it, but that was pretty big back in the day. So we're gonna follow this tramway bed. Like I said, we had to negotiate that high ridge. There was about 4, unbelievable, that high up, at least 500 feet above the creek. So we followed the tramway bed down. It connects up with this one. And this is an old logging road, service road. So this is an actual tramway bed. And so we're gonna just keep following it on around. We're out here miles from anybody, miles. So Mr. Box is checking out another one right there. And just keep following it around. So following around the tramway bed in the woods right here. And this is just the way it is. You can roll a 00 on these cold drift mines. You could go and pass 100 that are collapsed, and on that last one it'll be open. But this is another big one right here, and there was I think 3 over here according to the maps. Okay, and we're gonna follow it on around the bend here, see where it goes. Okay, the 2 mines we checked out are down on that lower tramway bed. Mr. Box went around the corner to check out one with an air shaft. I came up this draw because there were several more drift mines up here on this upper level, and you can see the little rock retaining wall right there, rock wall for the self-acting tipple, and that's where the mine was. And this whole ridge line, just honeycomb with drift mines. And this is where the other one was, right here. So I'm gonna stay on the upper tramway bed while Mr. Box is down below. We can cover more ground that way when we split up, save some time, because this takes hours and hours and hours to hike this far back. We're probably 4 miles back in the woods right now to check these out. And this is the old tramway bed right here. So work my way around the corner because there's some more on this level here. Okay, this is the upper tramway bed right here. There's a range of a cold drift mine there, and then one was right here. And this was the end of the line. There are a couple more on the lower level where Mr. Box is. I'm gonna go down and join him, but you can see the remains of the little stacked rock walls right there. That was just a trademark right there for them. But just amazing how many drift mines were up here, just probably all interconnected once inside the ridge line. But Mr. Box, he's down here on the lower tramway bed, and I'll go down there and join him, I think and see what else is down there. We might have to just call it a day after this one. Walked a long ways, but it was good. If you don't go, you don't know. So, but it was, nonetheless, it's a beautiful day to be out here in the woods. Just absolutely beautiful. So, all right. Okay, this was the last mine Mr. Box had come out ahead of me. He went into a little hole right there. He dug out with our shovel. He dropped down in it, and it only went 50 feet, but there was a collapse. So that may be it for this trip, but like I said, it was a great day to be out here. We covered about almost 5 miles one way, and we've got to walk back, but you know, we're going to take an alternate route so we're not crossing over these ridge lines. The only reason why we did was to check out the drift mines, but since we've seen them, we'll go back the easy way. So anyway, good trip nonetheless. Good day to be out in the woods.